talk meaty, and I'm the negative.
Okay, wait.
No? Okay. All right, go ahead.
All right. Are the judges ready?
Yes.
Is the timer ready?
Yes.
All right, let's begin. Quote, there are two distinct languages. There is the verbal, which separates people, and there is the visual, which is understood by everybody. Yaakov Agam. I agree with Yaakov Agam, an Israeli sculptor and experimental artist who is best known for his contributions to optical and kinetic art, that art is universal and brings everyone together. It is because of this that I feel compelled to affirm today's resolution that rescuing great cultural and artistic achievements from theft and destruction is worth risking one's life. For the clarification of today's round, I offer the following definitions. Art, the expression of human creative skill and imagination, and various branches of creative activities such as painting, music, literature, and dance. Artifact, an object made by a human being and typically an item of cultural or historical interest. Theft, the action or crime of stealing. Destruction, the action or process of causing so much damage to something that it no longer exists or cannot be repaired. Risk, expose someone or something valued to danger, harm, or loss. Elders, a person of advanced age. The highest value within today's round is well-being. Well-being can be defined as the state of being comfortable, healthy, or happy. Well-being is most important in today's round because participation in culture and art is significantly associated with good health and life satisfaction. The best criterion for evaluating this resolution is of society. Of society can be defined as the grade of people living together in a more or less ordered community. It best supports my value of well-being because art improves the health and well-being of society. I would like to offer the following contentions for today's round. Contention 1. Artistic and cultural achievements are scientifically proven to improve health and life satisfaction. Warrant. People who participate or view a cultural event have improved health. Evidence. Quote, those who had attended a cultural place or event in the previous 12 months were almost 60% more likely to report good health compared to those who had not. End quote from artscouncil.org. Warrant. The majority of cultural events revolve around some sort of art. Quote, African art and culture are one and the same. Culture is the history, practices, and beliefs that make up their society. In Africa, art was seldom used for decorative purposes, but more so for ritual and ceremonial objects, items used daily, and adornments that showed status, end quote, from allaboutafricaandart.com. Quote, Miztec codexes allow us to trace the Miztec history back from 1550 BC back to 940 BC, deeper in time than any other Mesoamerican culture except the Mayans. And the Mayans' culture achieved an advanced system in hieroglyphic writing and sophisticated calendar and a productive system of art, end quote from lumenlearning.com. Impact. A person's health was proven to improve 60% when participating or viewing a cultural event. Cultural events revolve around the culture's art, and if that art is lost, we lose not only the opportunity to participate in cultural events, but also the foundation that it was laid on. Contention 2. High school students who engage in or with art improve society. Warrant. It is scientifically proven that high school students who study, visit, or create art are more likely to do volunteer work that will improve society. Evidence. Quote, the researchers found that the cultural capital resources such as attending or participating in arts and culture among children and young people had strong effects, being associated with more frequent youth volunteering and rendering social class differences in the youth civic engagement, end quote. Quote, high school students who engage in the arts at school are twice as likely to volunteer than those who do not engage in the arts, and are 20% more likely to vote as young adults, end quote from artscouncil.org. Impact. If someone were to risk their life for a great cultural or artistic achievement, then that would impact the youth and inspire them to engage with the arts and in the end, better improve our society. Contention 3. Arts and culture bring society together. Warren. Recent studies have shown that local art and cultural events make people feel less isolated and give people more self-esteem. Quote, perhaps the strongest way in which the arts and culture contribute towards citizenship and social inclusion is by strengthening the social capital. Social relations and interactions between people can have a range of positive effects. There's a strong evidence that participation in arts can contribute to community cohesion, reduce social exclusion and isolation, and or make communities feel safer and stronger, end quote. Art brings our society together and makes us stronger, and a loss of a great artistic or cultural achievement would put a dent in the bond that people in society share. Contention 4. It helps improve the health and well-being of our society's elders. Warrant. The elders of society find peace and comfort in art, and it not only improves their mental health, but also their physical health. Evidence, quote, there are numerous pieces of research that provide evidence of the positive impact that the arts can have on the physical, mental, and social well-being of older people, and create a sense of community that will help counter their feelings of isolation, end quote. Impact. The elders make up a very important yet commonly overlooked part of our society. We are their future and carry out their lives' work. If art can help improve their well-being, then we owe it to them to protect it. It is for these 4 reasons we can clearly conclude that the value of well-being should be upheld as well as the criterion of society. The well-being of society is of utmost importance in today's round. It is because of this that I affirm the resolve rescuing great cultural and artistic achievements from theft or destruction is worth risking one's life. Thank you for your time, and I now stand ready for cross-examination.
That was 5 minutes and 30 seconds, yeah. Do you want any prep time, Hope, or
You
just
don't get
need
it for
to-
cross-examination.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay. Are the judges ready?
Yes.
Timer ready?
Yes.
Affirmative ready?
Yes.
Okay. So, can you please restate all of your contentions?
All my contentions. So the contention 1 is artistic and cultural achievements are scientifically proven to improve health and life satisfaction. Contention 2 is that high school students who engage in or with art improve society. Contention 3 is that art and culture bring society together. Contention 4 is that it helps improve the health and well-being of our society's elders.
So, basically, art improves people's lives.
Yes.
But couldn't you use more modern art to improve people's lives?
But the more modern art is not a great artistic or cultural achievement because it has not been around long enough to help, or not to help. It has not been around long enough to show its significance in our culture.
Okay. What is a significant reason to live for?
Well, there's lots of things to live for. You can live for your family. Some people live for their jobs. Some people live with a goal to help improve something or make something of themselves.
No further questions. Can I get 3 minutes prep time? Yes. It's fine. Oh, that's the word. time and then just add it to my
Yes,
time
if you
for-
want to. Are you ready?
How much time do I have?
You have 45 seconds.
It's fine.
Okay. Okay. So for judges, this part is this back section here.
Negative construction.
Yes. I did not make this far.
Are the judges ready? Timer ready?
Yes.
Affirmative team ready? Okay, let's begin. Imagine you are living in New York City in the year 2001. You're a Marine turned executive chef at one of the businesses in the South Tower of the World Trade Center. You wake up on the morning of September 11th and proceed to go to work as usual. As you're walking the streets of New York, you realize that something is terribly wrong. And you don't know it yet, but terrorists have just flown a plane right into the World Trade Center. You know that there are people who are in serious trouble. After a moment's hesitation, you dash into a building and you face chaos, danger, and destruction. But you succeed in saving several lives. Until the end of your life, you continued helping people evacuate. The last scene, you are helping a woman in a wheelchair on the 17th floor before the building collapses. Hello, my name is Hope Akamini, and I, as the negative case, firmly stand against the resolution that rescuing great cultural and artistic achievements from theft or destruction is worth risking one's life. The negative accepts the affirmative's definitions. The affirmative's value was well-being, but I propose that human life is a higher value. The criterion we will use to determine human life is the preservation of human life. The story I just told is the true story of Benjamin Clark, one of the many heroic peoples that risked their lives to save others. What many people don't know is that the World Trade Center contained many pieces of art, including more than 300 of Auguste Rodin's sculptures and a piece by Pablo Picasso, not to mention the more than 1,000 irreplaceable art pieces and historical documents. These art pieces were lost because the priority was to save human life. Although the works of art represented human creativity and achievement and was undoubtedly valuable, these people recognized what was more important. This brings me to my reasons as to why human life should be valued over anything else. Contention 1. Saving others is the only reason to risk your life. The story of Benjamin Clark shows how widely known it is that human life is precious. His story is just one of hundreds of stories of people like him who have risked their lives to save the lives of others. During World War II, a group of courageous people called the Monuments Men overcame many dangers and tough situations to find, save, and return art to its rightful owner. Quote, "No work of art is worth the life of a single boy, but risking your life to fight for a cause is absolutely worth the risk." End quote. Dean Keller, Monuments Men. This statement may seem contradictory. It may raise the question, these people risk their lives for art, but they say it's not worth it. But the Monument Men were not fighting for art itself, but rather for the society that respected both art and human life. They recognized that no artwork or cultural achievement is worth the loss of a human life. Contention 2. Risking your life for art is unfair to those you love. Quote, "The death of someone close to you can be a redefining moment in life. People often define themselves in terms of their relationship. A woman may think of herself as a daughter, wife, mother, sister, or part of a close friendship. A man might define himself as a brother, husband, father, or friend. When someone close dies, the very definition of self changes. How can you be a husband without a wife, a daughter without parents, a friend if your closest friend is gone?" End quote. Michael Hurst, MD. One person's death has an effect on many more people. If they were married to their spouse, then their spouse is impacted. If they were married, their spouse is impacted. If the person had children, then the children